We can go ahead and go to the next slide, Jen. So thanks everybody for coming and joining us today. This is only our second State of the Union. I can't believe that it's already been 2 years since the inception of the AMA. I really appreciate everybody being here today. Please raise your hand and interrupt us at any time if you have questions, a thought, an idea that you want to share. We're more than happy to field all comments in real time. And I just also want to take a moment to celebrate where we've been. At this time last year, we only had 50 founding member agencies. And now we are almost 120 companies strong. Collectively, we represent almost 3,000 artists, which is really incredible. And we're going to use this opportunity today to just review some of the resources that we've come up with in the last couple of years. Of course, share with us anything that you think might be missing, and just take you through a little bit of what it takes to operate the AMA, as well as some exciting things to look forward to, as well as discuss our board elections. It's been amazing being on this board the last 2 years, and we're looking for some new people to join us. So we will talk about that some more as well. Okay, next slide. Another huge testament to what it is that we've built is how many partners we have in the industry. 13 companies jumped on board to help us get launched, and now we are 32 companies strong. I really want everyone to have an opportunity to get to know our partners better. Many of them are offering us perks and discounts that can really offset the cost of your monthly membership fee. So that's worth taking advantage of. Our production company partners that are listed on here, they have all found out about the AMA because they've worked with member agencies and been vetted by other members as well. So if you're looking for a new production partner, we can really say with confidence that we would recommend any one of these partners as well for your productions. Next slide. There we go, thanks. So partnerships are actually a huge part of our fundraising. Not only does it give us feedback from the industry in terms of resources that we collectively all need to help run our businesses, but it really helps to fund what we do here at the AMA. And we this year started offering various tiers of partnership packages so that those who did become partners had opportunities for different levels of exposure. Those are all found on the website. And a lot of our partners are referred to us by members. So if you know of a producer or a company or an organization that could benefit from being a partner with us and vice versa, please send your ideas our way. And we wanted to also take this opportunity to just talk a little bit about what we've built over the last couple of years and make sure that everyone is aware of these resources and taking advantage of them. We've broken them out into different categories. The first one being bidding resources. And we have a few sets of terms and conditions that you can choose from. We know that many of our member agencies are now also acting as production companies. And for those agencies, we have one set of terms and conditions. If you're using a third-party producer, there's another set of terms and conditions that just helps to clarify everyone's roles and responsibilities within a production. You can take these templates and customize them so that they work specifically to your business's needs, but it's a good launching off point, and a great resource too, to just see what your own terms and conditions might be missing. On that note, there's also a third-party producer agreement, which can be really helpful when working with an outside vendor, just clarifying where does the liability fall between you and the production company in terms of payment and talent releases, and just has that clearly mapped out for you. And then there's other great things like mutual NDAs. I will say that before I joined the board and had conversations, I don't think that I was as aware about NDAs as I needed to be. A lot of them are, a lot of them are one-sided and they benefit the client. And you may not even realize that you're actually potentially giving away copyright just by signing that NDA. So the mutual NDA on the AMA website is great for sending back to clients, or even just requesting to clients to get a mutual NDA. It's been really surprising. I know for me that when I make that request to a client of, hey, do you actually have a mutual NDA? It comes over very—
Yeah, they always do. They all do. They just don't want to send it.
They just don't want to send it. And I would never have thought of that if it wasn't for the conversations that happen here at the AMA. Of course, if you decide to sign a one-way NDA, totally and completely your prerogative. You know, you need to do what's best for your business and your relationship with the client. But this is a great resource to take advantage of. And we also not only have a job description checklist, but now the universal bid form. We are launching the second round of the universal bid form. Thank you to everyone who went through the first draft and gave us feedback about where you'd like to see line items and categories moved and shifted to. So we have a new and improved version. There's going to be a webinar later on this month just showing you how to use that, along with one of our partners, BlinkBid, who was very instrumental in helping us put that together. But the universal bid form, again, even if you don't use the actual Excel spreadsheet, worthwhile to check out to see all of the various line items that could be utilized in the bidding process. Production resources. The AMA has the national guidelines for photo production, which is really aligned with the AICP. I think we all saw in the time of COVID, we turned and looked to the AICP to see what it is that they were doing. And so these national guidelines really mirror what's happening on the live action side, and has the photo industry asking for the same rules, so to speak, that are happening over with our live action counterparts. We also have a list of DEI organizations, as we know that many people are looking for resources in this category as well. We'll talk a little bit more about this when we get to board elections, but we're really hoping that someone out there is also interested in helping us grow these resources even more so as the AMA continues on. Glossaries and definitions. I think the biggest thing here is our usage glossary. I mean, even in this last year, the amount of emerging media and new terms that are coming out, it helps to define these. And I know that myself, and I know I've heard from other AMA members that they've utilized the usage glossary when bidding just to clarify usage. A story I always tell is in a conversation with a client, we went back and forth because they felt as though digital incorporated digital billboard. And I was able to use the usage glossary to show how that's actually an out-of-home format. So using this with your clients and using it as an educational tool could be very beneficial for you, as well as for if you're training any new reps within your organization to help them become familiar with usage terms as well.
And
Additionally,
this is also like a very living, breathing document. So we're like, if anybody comes across a term that's not here, please send it to us, define it. We'll help you define it if you need. We're constantly adding to it. So we want it to really be staying as current as possible.
yeah, that's a great point. Thanks, Vanessa. Then we also have our terms and conditions glossary and our agreements glossary. This is just because contracts are getting more and more complicated, and we want to make sure that everyone understands what it is that they're signing and goes into a contract with open eyes. You may need to ask for a larger advance, whatever you feel is appropriate for your company upon learning what some of these terms are that are starting to show up on MSAs, scope of works, POs, what have you. And so this is really meant to be a resource for you there. And then lots of forms and agreements. I think one of our most popular ones that we released within the last 6 months is the artist representation contract template. Again, the agreement that you enter into with your artist, what your severance period might be, what those terms look like. That's your competitive advantage. But this gives you a good idea of what potentially other representation agencies are covering in their contracts as well. And you can pull from it as you see fits you and your business best. There's also styling terms and conditions, which we've came up with because since so many of us are also representing hair, makeup, set design, and again, for bidding purposes, a mutual NDA. I know for many of us, we're getting set up brand direct, and it's requiring that we have our vendors also sign NDAs. And so this is something that you can take advantage of for your bidding purposes, as well as with your crew. If your photographer is utilizing a second shooter, and you need to have those images fall under your artist copyright, confidentiality and IP agreements that you can use here, both versions with and without the IP assignment, and lots of other great things like loan outs, model releases, and location releases to take advantage of. We also started last spring a members only roundtable, and I just want to thank everyone for showing up and participating. We have been so excited and encouraged by the conversations that happen there, and it really feels like we're building a strong sense of community. So we talked about business operations, evolving role of production, as well as promotion in real life. All of these topics came from members emailing us about what it is that they wanted to chat about. So if there's been something in your day-to-day where you feel like you're on a little bit of an island, please email us and let us know. We're looking for topics and to continue to do these Zoom meetings into the fall, along with a lot of other really amazing in-person events as well.
And we've not been recording those so that we keep them like as really honest and pretty robust conversations. So it's a really nice opportunity for everyone to just be able to like talk and express and emote. So
yes,
we're excited to keep them going.
So all of this comes with a price tag. The AMA is a living, breathing company. I have to give big thanks to my fellow board members and to their staffs as well, because they've really helped to launch this over the last couple of years. But it's a lot of work to keep these resources going, continuing to produce things, create more educational resources, more educational events, and networking events. And that's where we come up with this operating budget. We were so lucky to be organized and have money in the coffers so that we could move quickly when the industry was faced with the New York Fashion Workers Act. It allowed us to employ lobbyists, and thankfully the amazing Jennifer Judkins, who is our managing director, had, I think it was like day one when all of that happened, to help us research that and to organize us to be able to make phone calls and letter writing campaigns. And we were able to get that stalled, which Vanessa will talk about a little bit more. So this is our operating budget moving forward into the next year to pay for our consultants and our legal fees and our taxes and everything that goes into running this business. And we just want to be transparent about that so that you understand why our monthly fees are what they are and why it's so important that we have the partners that we have that are willing to contribute to the AMA. And I'll turn over to Vanessa from here.
So just to piggyback on what Kelly was talking about, having a budget was so important for us. And it really allowed us to jump into this effort that is still ongoing. We have a lot to do. We've made progress. Since May, when we learned about the bill, which many of you know because you were on our town hall to discuss, but we were able to meet with and hire a lawyer. We held a town hall to share what we knew with the community to get everybody really active, and everybody was incredibly active and jumped in. We met with one of the sponsors, the Senator Hoylman's office. We drafted a memo of opposition. We met with fellow trade organizations in the industry, and we're currently working on drafting new language to help amend the bill. We're set in the next couple of weeks to meet with the sponsors and the central staff in Albany to really educate them on our industry, because the biggest problem with this bill is that they don't know what we do, and they've lumped us together with models in a way that's really detrimental and creates some very unintended consequences, which we don't think that they're really aware of. So we're going to spend the next few months working as hard as we have and harder to keep pushing them and to argue for our removal from this bill. We'll keep you updated. We'll probably do another town hall at one point. We'll continue to update the website with news as we get it. But it's an expensive prospect to continue this path. So we did get some amazing donations when we started this process. We're happy to take more. So we can put the donation link to that in the chat. One of the next things we need to do is find a really strong PR agency to help get our point of view across. Also not free. If anybody has a really good PR agency that they love, who has really strong relationships with New York press, please send those names our way. We are talking to a few people, but really want to make sure we find the right partner to get our message out in a way that really shows our support for protecting models, as we have always in our industry done. But we need to make sure that we also protect our jobs and what we do, and it doesn't create something monstrous. So yeah, please donate if you can. And we will keep everyone updated. So yeah, it has been 2 years. And while we have accomplished a lot, everything that Kelly just walked us through, we have a lot to do. And as we come to this milestone, we're expanding the board from 7 seats to 15 to help engage more of you in our community and to be even more effective. We've all put in a lot of time, and many of us are going to continue to do so, but we need really a big support in board members who are really ready to kind of jump in and take action. The board term will be 1 year, and there'll be an option to run again for a second year, because a year goes fast, and we accomplished a lot in 2 years, and I think we need people who are going to stay on for some time. Board members are obligated to pay an additional $100 alongside the standard, $100 a month alongside the standard monthly fees. So it comes with a cost, but it's again an investment back into the community and into our industry. Board seats are open to agency owners and also agents. So if there's someone on your team who would be great, you personally can't, really give up the time, but you have someone who can, that's absolutely an option. And we're happy to provide any more information to anybody who wants it about the actual roles and the requirements and commitment that's needed. So you can email Jen. She'll, connect you with one of us or answer questions on her own. Ballots for this will be sent out next week. So if you are interested or someone is interested in joining, please join. We really want to get a lot of names in the hat. We want to make sure that the people who end up on the board really represent our community well and aren't, sort of just the sort of same old us. We've been here for a while. Some of us will stay, but we need more. We need new blood. So if you do put your name in the hat and you are not elected, you can absolutely join and head a committee, which would be amazing. We have a lot of committee opportunities, and it's a great way to be involved without quite as much commitment as being on the board. Here are some of our committees, particularly ones that need help and support. There are the full lists on the website, but participation in a committee is really important. It's the way that we're going to grow our involvement in the community, and it allows your voice to really be heard. So everyone is encouraged to join, please. And then in September, we have upcoming a few events. I think Kelly mentioned the Universal Bid Forum. This will be a webinar hosted by BlinkBid on September 20th. And then there will be a really fun sales tax webinar on September 28th.
It's going to be amazing, I promise.
It sounds a bit dry, but it's going to be really informative and pretty important, I think, for everyone to review it. We'll record both of these, so if you can't make it, you'll be able to see it. And board election, the ballots will go out next week. We'll hopefully a week later receive everybody's ballots and be able to announce a new board in early October. And then I think that's kind of it. We just wanted to really take a minute to thank all of you for being part of this. Like, we founded this to strengthen our community, and none of it would be possible without you as members, without your continued support. It's also equally important for you to tell us what you want from us. So if there are initiatives and resources that are important to you, tell us. We have big plans for the future. We want to eventually hold awards, have a gala. We really need a more robust website, but all of it is about creating voice and being successful for you, for the membership. So thank you from all of us on the board.
Does anybody have any questions, any thoughts, any ideas for things they'd like us to try to tackle in the upcoming months and into 2023? Don't be shy. Feel free to raise your hand. Not so much.
You can also email separately. You don't have to be put on the spot if you don't want to be. Okay.
Well, thank you, everyone. It's been really an amazing couple of years, and I just also want to honor the list of these incredible people that I have had the honor of being on the board with, and just say it is such a wonderful opportunity to learn from other people sitting on the board. I never worked for any other company besides Apostrophe, and really became an agency owner at 26 and have learned so much from the names that you see here. It's really been such an amazing education. So if anyone has any thoughts of joining, it's really such a gift to sit on the board alongside a lot of these people are staying on, and some amazing people have already expressed interest. So I'm really looking forward to see what other knowledge I can walk away with over the next year for being on the board. I hope that some of you will be interested in that too.
I would say exactly the same. It's been far more rewarding than I expected in so many ways. Been great. If no one has questions or anything, leave it there.
Yeah, we'll give everybody their time back. Thanks everybody for showing
right.
up today. Feel free to email us if you have any questions or concerns.
Thank you.